Good morning class. Today I am going to introduce you with the new topic, that is decimals. Now, what is called decimals? When any value is less than 1, that can be represented by decimals. Means we know that any value can be 1, either 2, 3. We know about these numbers, right? Okay. 1, 2, 1000, 400, 500. We know about these values. These are the whole values. Okay. Now, if any value which is less than 1, so how do we represent that value? We will represent that value in the form of fraction, and then we will convert that fraction into decimals. Now, suppose if you are having a chocolate, okay, that is divided into 10 parts, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is 10 parts, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 parts. If I take 1, 2, 3 parts out of 10 parts, then these 3 parts are less than 1 part. Okay, these 3 parts are less than 1 whole value. So, this is the value which is less than 1, and we can represent it as in the form of decimals also, like 0.3. This is 3 part out of 10 parts. And if something is more less, then we can divide it into 100 parts also. Then we will write its value. And we can divide it into 1000 part also, and then we will be writing its value. So, we use the decimals when something is less than the whole value. Means if something is less than 1, so we use the decimal points there. Let us see some values. When we divide a whole number 1 into 10 equal parts, then this value is called 1/10 and we represent it as 0.1. When we divide one whole into 100 equal parts, then this one value is known as 1/100. It means that 100th, and we will represent it as 0.01. When we divide one whole into 1000 equal parts and we take 1 out of 1000, then it is called 1000th, and we represent it in the form of decimals as 0.001. Now we will look for the place value and the expanded form of decimals. Now we will see how to read a decimal number. This is written 57, then a decimal point, then the value 732, and we will read it as 57.732. Now बच्चों, we can see this is a decimal point, and there is some value at the right side and some value at the left side. The left side value is known as the whole part, and the right side value is called the decimal part. As we know that in the whole number there are places like ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. In the same way, after the decimal point, there are place value of decimals also. This is called the 10th place. This is called the 10th place. Okay. The place after the decimal point is known as the 10th place. After the 10th place, there comes the 100th place. 100th place. And after the 100th place, there comes the 1000th place. So, there are 10th, 100th and 1000th place after the decimal points. Now, we will look for the expanded form of this decimal number. How do we write this number into expanded form? As we know this, in the whole part, it is having the places like ones place, tens place, hundreds place, thousands place and so on. And similarly, after the decimal point, there are places like 10th place, 100th place and the thousandth place. First we will writing this decimal number into expanded form, that is fractional expanded form. Okay, so how to write this number? First we will be writing this as 50 plus 7, right? Now we will be writing, this is a decimal part, we will be writing it as, this is the place, 10th place, means how many parts out of 10 part? This is 7 part out of 10 parts. Now this is the part out of 100 parts. Out of how many parts out of 100 parts? 3 parts out of 100 parts. And this is the number of parts out of 1000 part, and 2 parts out of 1000 part. So this is the fractional expansion of this decimal number. Okay, now we will talk about the decimal expansion. So this whole number will remain same, 50 plus 7. Now this is the 10th place, 7 part out of 10 part. It means that 7/10. It means that 7/10 means 0.7. This is 300th. So 300ths we will be representing as 0.03. And this is 2000th. 2000th we will represent as 0.002. Now we will look for how to write any decimal number which is given in expanded form. We will have to write it in standard form. So how many tens are here? 8 tens and 3 ones. It means that it will be 83. Now 4/10 means it is representing the decimal number. So we will be placing a point here. How many tenth are here? 4/10. We know that after the decimal point we have to write the 10th place. 10th place is 4. So we will be writing here 4, and then how many hundredth are here? There are 500. So we will be writing it. Now it is 83.45. Always remember, this is the decimal value and we will not read it as 45. We always read it as 45. This is the whole value. So we will read it 83, and this decimal value we will read as 45, not as 45. If you will read it at 45, it will be wrong. It will be 83.45. Okay. So class, today we have learned what is called decimals, place values of decimals, how to read decimals, fractional expansion and decimal expansion of decimals, and standard form of decimals. In the next class, we will be studying about how to convert a fraction into decimal and decimals into fraction.